Hey everybody, welcome to Brian Lane Designs. Today we are going to be making a red and white mesh wreath. So I'm going to be demonstrating how I make a mesh wreath, well, one of my mesh wreaths. So starting out, we are going to cut 12-inch cuts on the mesh. And this mesh is a 10 by, it's 10, let's see here. What's it? It's 10 inches by 10 yards. So, like I said, I have two meshes that I'm using here. I have this white snowball mesh, and then I have the red mesh on the bottom. So, we're just going to start cutting our 12-inch cuts, okay? So I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to cut, but we're going to need enough to do a whole wreath. And I'm going to be using I don't think my rotary is wanting to cut very well. I think it's a little bit dull, so we're going to be using the scissors for this. So, that's okay. So we're just going to bring this on down, and we're just going to continue cutting these in 12-inch strips, okay? Okay, we got the mesh cut, and now I am working with a 24-inch evergreen base. It is a double, whatever you call those. You know what I'm talking about. The double, I guess it's like 2 layers. So what you want to do is go ahead and just make sure that you come around and you just get everything fluffed out really nicely. So we're just gonna fluff this out all the way around and get it ready for the mesh. Okay, so we're gonna just start by separating the red from the white, and these are gonna want to roll up by themselves in the center. And actually, you know, I think what we're going to do is, instead of the crumple method, I think I prefer this method, where you just let the sides roll up to themselves, like just roll up on themselves, and then I will place this down in the wreath. But for now, I'm going to use my 4-in-1 from Provo the Hand to hold my mesh for me while I get these rolled up. They pretty much just do it by themselves. Okay, now you can see that we have done the outside edges of the wreath. We've alternated. Oops, let me get that out of the way. We've alternated the two colors, and so far this is what we have. That's off. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to move into the center, and as we move into the center, remember that you want to go. You want to do white, like if you have a red here, do a white in the center, and then if you have a white, do a red, okay? Okay, we now have this finished all the way around. See, it's just, again, alternated all the way around. So now what I'm going to do is I have some left over, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to just fill in areas that I see that I think should be filled in. And so always look at your wreath when you're finished, like right here some spots, right here some spots, you know, you may see a couple of spots around the edges. So just go ahead and make sure that you just get those areas and get those filled in. Okay, next step we are going to do is we're going to make our bow. And this is the ribbon that I have chosen for this bow. I think it's going to look really well with this theme for the wreath. And so let's go ahead and we will get started. This is a 4-inch ribbon, and I am going to first decide how long our tails are going to be. I do want our tails to be long, and so we're going to go about, let's say probably, I'm going to go to about 17-inch tails, okay? For this one. So let's just go ahead, put our ribbon down in here, and we're just going to scrunch it in, turn this around this way. I can't really make a bow by hand because I have, excuse me, I have arthritis in my hands, and it is very difficult to hold the ribbon. So I choose to use a bow maker. So I use this 4-in-1 bow maker from Probo the Hand. And if you would like to, if you're interested in this Probo, this bow maker, you can find this at probothehand.com or on Amazon. So these loops, this is going to be in the back, so I'm going to make this loop about, it's going to be about 7.5 inches. go. And again, we're just going to just keep scrunching it down in there. And okay, let's make sure, yeah. So this is, again, about 7.5, these loops are 7.5 inches. And I have found that if you make sure that the inner part of your bow is like poofed out while you're making it, that's going to ensure you that your loops are going to stay nice and poofy. So you're going to twist because, you know, the ugly side is going to be turned up right here. Not the ugly side, but the side that you want, you know, that not the side you want to be seen. And when you turn it around, for your loop, when you come this way, then that will keep your right side up, okay? And you're just going to keep doing the same thing. You're just going to keep scrunching it down in there, making sure your loops are the same size. Excuse me. And yeah, they look to be like the same size. And we are going to make, and then you're going to twist again on this side. And we are going to do 4 loops with this ribbon. Okay. Again, just push that down in there. So this will be our 4th loop, and we're just going to bring this down. So get it to the same size. And you don't have to make your loops, your tails the exact same size if you don't like. You can make one a little longer, one a little shorter, and just whatever you like to do. Some people like to dovetail their ends. Some people like to cut them at a slant. I actually like both. So, okay, so since this is our back, this is going to be the back of our wreath. We are going to let's see, let's make sure these are the same. No. Oh, it's a little long over here. There. I think that's better. Okay. And if you want, you can start fluffing or like fitting your loops where you want them as you're making it. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. But with this one, I'm going to go ahead and place them where I want, because this is a very stiff ribbon. It's a little difficult to work with. So, but it's going to be great for, excuse me, the backing of your bow, because it is stiff and it's going to keep those loops out, and they're going to help support the ribbon on top. Okay, so this is our back of our bow. Now we're going to go in with this ribbon, and this is a Santa ribbon, and so we're going to do, now you're going to be able to see that this ribbon is not quite as stiff. And we're going to do the same. We're going to do 4 loops with this ribbon. But now this ribbon is going to be much easier to work with, but it's also a little less. It's not going to be, it's a little more floppier. The material is a little less, it's not as strong, so it's not going to want to hold those loops as well. That makes a big difference in your bow making. When you're making a bow, make sure that you are going for the right type of ribbon that you want to use. If you need something that's going to be very strong and durable, you're going to want to go probably with more of a designer ribbon. But just for your everyday ribbons that you're going to be using, these are fine. Okay, so this is our first loop. We're going to come in with our second loop. And our loops on this one is not going to be quite as big as the ones behind. Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, we can do that. I think they're going to be the same size. And once we get it all on there, then we can start fluffing. A little bigger. And keep in mind, you know, when you come over for your other loops, you're going to want to twist. So the back part of your ribbon is showing. So when you flip it over for your loop, the pretty side, or the side that you want to be seen, the front is, or the top rather, is going to be seen. So make sure you remember to always twist. And yeah, these are going to be just a little smaller, maybe a 1/2 inch smaller than the back loops. You guys, these bow makers are amazing. I mean, they hold your ribbon and your hands are not cramping up. I don't know about you guys, but these are, I mean, you know, if you have arthritis, or even if you don't have arthritis, you know, if you don't and you are making a lot of bows, I'm telling you, I highly recommend using one of these because it's going to save your hands. Because if they don't start cramping up now, trust me, they will. They will. Now, we're going to bring this one down. And now, we're going to go in with, let's see here. I think now I'm going to go in with this red and white ribbon right here. I don't know if I want to do that or this one. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one because I think this one is going to give a little more contrast. And I like it with the black trim. And it's going to look good with this right here. So these are going to give some contrast to our bow. And it's going to make these colors stand out even more. Okay. So, again, we're going to bring our ribbon down. Same tails. You're going to twist. Okay. And we're going to let this be, you know what? Now this is a part that I don't like. So I'm going to show you guys what I do. Now a lot of people would double twist, okay? But this is what I'm going to do. This is a directional ribbon. I'm glad I used this so I could show you guys. This is a directional ribbon. So I'm just going to cut my ribbon, okay? Right here. And I'm going to come in with this ribbon because I want my Santa Claus and the Merry Christmas, I want them to remain up, okay? So I'm going to come here. Let's see, we're going to come right here. Yes. No, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to come here and we're going to put this, we're going to flip, it's going to go in this way right here. Because we're going to flip this over. See? Let's see. And then I'm going to measure. Let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to measure the loop. I'm going to want like a 7.5 inch loop. So I'm going to measure right here. So a 7.5 and 7.5 is 15. So we're going to need to cut our ribbon here at 15 inches, because whenever we come in right here with this right here, this is going to give us the size bow that we need, or I'm sorry, the size loop that we need. Okay. And that way, our Santa is always going to be visible, all right? And he's going to be upright, and so are the words. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut a 15-inch loop or strand, piece of ribbon, and we're just going to come in like this, and we're going to lay it in. This is going to make all the difference in the world, trust me, because by doing it this way, your Santa and your Merry Christmas is all going to be visible, and it's going to be upright. So right here. That's going to go there. We'll have to put these in place as we flip our bow. So this is a tip that I learned, and it has came in very handy. Now I know some people would just do the regular bow as they're making it, and they would just twist the loop twice, for the other side to show. But I have found when you do that, it shortens your loops. And I want to make sure that the loops stay where I need them to be, okay? Oops, I put that one in wrong. Here you go, that one's upside down. It goes right here on this side. So, now, look at that. All of our Santas are upright. Our Merry Christmas is upright. And now our tail for this one. We're just gonna lay this right in here. And now everything is right. Now we're gonna go in with this ribbon. And with this ribbon, I'm only gonna do probably, I don't know, I'll do maybe 4 loops with this also. But it's not going to be as long. Each loop comes in about a 1/2 inch shorter. So, yeah, let's go ahead. I think this is going to look nice. It's going to look good. And again, I'm twisting. And I think with this one, I'm going to do 2 loops. And then I have the Santa ribbon also, in a 1 inch. And we're going to use this one, and we're going to do one loop of this one, and this will be our center loop. Okay, and then we'll be done. Now see, you're going to tell a difference. This one is a Ferris silk ribbon, and see the difference. This is a designer ribbon from Ferris silk, and you're going to be able to see the difference in how strong the wiring is with this. So these ribbons are amazing ribbons, but they're very expensive, or they can be. So we are going to bring this one about right there. Okay, so that's going to be our center loop right here. Okay, so we're going to bring this around. Actually, it's going to have to come like this, because I want this. You're going to need your tail coming on both sides, not coming, both of them coming over to this side. So, okay. Now, a bow that is this thick and this size, you are going to need a zip tie. I recommend a zip tie for these. Okay. So, we're going to use a zip tie for this. Okay, so now we're just going to come with our zip tie. We're just going to slide up underneath the end, go in between our tails. And there you go. Let's go ahead and put this one away. And now I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, and we're going to run this in the back, so we'll have something to tie onto our wreath with. So now we are going to bring this in the back, and then we're just going to close this off, okay? Like that. I'm going to lay the bow down and start going ahead and fluffing out. Uh-oh, that one didn't get caught in there. So we're just going to go ahead and take that one out. And this will end up being a 3-loop bow. So that's okay. That is all right. So that happens sometimes, so no big deal. Okay, that's even. Put that one there. This one here. And we will get this more fluffed out on our wreath, okay? Put into place. Okay. It's going to be a beautiful bow. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and install our bow into our wreath frame, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna come in and you're gonna go through to find the little metal part of the wreath frame. There you go. Like right here. Let's see, let's turn it around so you can see. Like right here, like this frame right here. And I'm just going to tie the bow to that. I'm gonna make sure I don't have it pulled in too tight. Which in my opinion, I think it's pulled in too tight. So I'm gonna let it out some. I don't want the bow pulled in so tight that it just sinks down into the wreath. So we're gonna just put it about right in here. Just let the bow rest where it wants to rest. You can always tie it tighter if you want, okay? Okay. Yes, that's much better. By doing it this way, your bow will end up staying fluffy, your loops will stay out better. If you tie it really tight and pull it deep down into the wreath, it's just going to make the bow want to go in the wreath, and they're going to stand out rather than being nice and fluffy and pretty like you want them. Okay, so now we're going to hang the wreath on the easel to fill it in with greenery and all of that goodness. Okay, so now the next step that we're going to do is we are going to start adding in the greenery into our our wreath. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, try to zoom you guys in. Well, let's see. I don't know if it's gonna let me. I don't think it's gonna let me zoom in. I'll just bring you closer. How's that? Okay, yes, so I am just going to be adding in some snowy greenery, and we are going to add in, I think I'm going to add in like maybe my little elf right here, down in here. And in fact, I might go ahead and do that now. I do want to add him. You know what? No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to, because my customer that asked for this, she didn't ask for an elf or anything, so we're not going to do that. Otherwise, I would have added an elf. She may not like elves. There's a lot of people that don't. So, I personally love them. And I think to me, when I see an elf, I think of Christmas. So, normally, it's the Christmas season, so that's when you see elves. But a lot of people find them creepy. So I'm going to start coming right up here to the top, okay? And I'm just going to start placing my greenery in. And I'm going to just do that all the way around until I get some of this greenery. I'm not going to use all of this greenery. I'm not going to fill it up with all of this greenery. And I'm just dipping my greenery in the glue pot. So we're going to, you can see I'm just going to come in different areas and put in my greenery, okay? Okay, so now that you see we have our first layer of greenery in, we are going to go for our second piece of greenery that we're going to put in. And that is going to be this snowy cedar pick. I love this pick. We're going to cut this one we put in full, but this one we're going to cut. I'm going to cut it right down here where it comes out from the pick right here, it comes straight up. I'm going to cut this piece right here. And we're going to cut this one right here. And this is going to give us 3, and this is remaining on the pick. So we're going to cut that pick about right there. Make it about this long, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm starting at the top, just placing in like I did these. And I'm just going to kind of come down in there and just stick this kind of like right in between those, okay? And with this one doesn't have much of a stem, but that's okay. We are going to take this one, and since this one doesn't have much of a stem, let's just go ahead and place it like right in there, okay? Yeah. And then this one, we are going to do the same thing. We're just going to continue coming around, okay? Like that one, I want to put right in here, okay? Like that. Yep. So these are just going to kind of hang, and they're going to give that a little bit of that weepy cedar look, okay? Like they're heavy from the snow. And we're going to cut all of these the same way. All right? And we're just going to go all the way around until we have this filled with this piece of greenery. Okay, so here is the wreath with the second layer of greenery put on it, which is the snowy pine. I mean the snowy cedar, and I think it is really, really, really coming together. Except this bow, I mean, it's got to stay in shape. So yes, it looks really pretty. And the next thing we're going to add in is this holly spray. I absolutely love, love, love this holly spray. It is the prettiest holly spray that I have found on the market. So we are going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to cut this one into 3 pieces. There are 3 branches here. And we're gonna cut those off. So now we have 3 pieces, okay? 3 longer pieces. And we're gonna take these and just randomly place these in where we want to put them. I'm gonna keep my direction that I have been going. I'm just gonna start placing in around as I see places that it needs. So, of course, I typically always start at the top. I'm gonna come right up here, go ahead, place that in. Oops. So that's gonna go right there. I love this, it's so icy. And I am picking this because since I took it off of its stem, there is literally no stem left. So I'm just using my pick machine for this part. And so now I'm just gonna kind of come in just like I did with everything else, because I don't want this to be, you know, just so uniform, like it's just around, you know, that these are just up here, you know, they got to come here and just stagger so they fill out the whole wreath. Now some of these are long enough. I think like this one, we can get 2 cuts out of this one. Yes. So you can get 4 cuts out of that particular stem. So let's just go ahead and put this one right in there. And then we're going to come back up here, put one in here. And we are just going to repeat that all the way through, okay? Okay, so now we have added in pretty much all of our greenery. Everything is full, so now we're just adding in some embellishments just to set it off and make it even more festive. So I went ahead and I have glued in these suckers. I put this little peppermint candy there. I put this ball right there behind. I put one here, here, and one right here. So, and after I started looking at that, I started thinking that I think that needs a little more height on it there. So I'm going to add another sucker right back here in the back of this. Like right there. I like how that is, yeah, it's like a set of 3 right there. So now, maybe, we're going to, oh, and I have some balls right here, and I'm gonna add a few over there. And then I got some more candy, well, suckers, and it just one or two other things that I'm going to put in here, and then we will be finished. I still think I'd like to have something kind of backing that up, you know, these balls. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's good like that, but let's see maybe if we can add a few more in right here. Yeah, I'm gonna add one more right there. It needs to be glued in. So I am gonna add that right there because I think it needs some more, just a little extra there, just to help fill it in and give it just a little bit more depth, you know? Like that. Yeah, I think that's better. And let's see, let's go ahead and we can put this one. Let's stick this one right in here. Right there will be good. And let's have one. Let's see here. Maybe. Maybe we can have one in here. Maybe. No. I don't think we want to overdo it with these. Let's see. We just want some embellishments, okay? Let's see how that looks there. No, I like it better. Let's put one over here on this side. So let's stick one right in here. Like that. Oh yeah, that's good. Right there. Now, I'm going to I'd like to put another piece of candy right in there somewhere, because I'd like to have like a little bunch of candy right there, like a little, I forget the word, vignette, if you will, like that. So yeah, I think that's good right there. We can put that there. That just kind of filled in there, so that makes it pretty good. And then maybe, let's see how that would be if we put one, a little taller one back here maybe. I doubt it. I don't think this is going to fit in there well. No, I'm just going to leave that like that, because I don't want to get this wreath too big, you know? It's already a very large wreath, so we want to keep it to where our customer can fit it on her door. So, yeah, I think that little piece of candy up there is good. You know, the little set there that we have, because we don't want to overdo it. And I brought some of these in, but those are a different kind of red, I think, so I'm not going to use these. But I do like these. I hope these work. Let's see. I like these in there. I think those will work. Yeah. I like those. But they're different. So, we might just be finished. Who knows? We might not need anything else. Do we want to add another sucker in here? Maybe like one right over here. I do like that being there, and then this being here. Like maybe this. I don't know. I think we're good. You know, I think we are. I don't think we're going to need anything else here. I think that candy up there is just enough, you know? So, I think that's going to do it. So, yes, this is the finished wreath then, everyone. So, I hope you like it. It is a large wreath. And, so you can see it maybe up closer. So here is the finished look. It's very big, it's very bold. I love it. I think that little candy up there just adds enough to it just to give it a little bit more festivity festiveness, if that's a word. And so yeah, I think it is done. So I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys like it. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm going to refluff the bow and get it all standing out pretty and everything again. So, and then it'll be completely finished. So thank you all so much again. I am Brian with Brian Lane Designs. And thank you for joining me today for this whimsical red and white Christmas mesh wreath. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Please consider following me on YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes, and they're all under Brian Lane Designs. I think maybe except one is Brian. But anyway, I'll put the links in the comments below. And so share this out with your friends. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time. You guys take care. Bye-bye.